Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be talking about grading the Winnipeg Jets so far this season. Now, this is a new series I'm starting in which I'll be going back to front, and obviously I'll be starting with Winnipeg. Now, before we get started, I just want to ask you to please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to let you know when my next video will be coming out. And please don't be shy about sharing this video. It really helped the channel out, and I'd appreciate it. Now, the Jets have had a bit of a roller coaster season so far this year, and that's surprising in a good way, though, because I think a lot of people, including myself, wrote them off a little bit after their defense basically just got decimated in the offseason. You know, they lost Tyler Myers to the Canucks as a UFA. They lost, they're forced to trade Jacob Trouba to the New York Rangers, and they got Neil Pionk back, who's actually been quite a surprise. More on him in a bit. And then, of course, there's the whole Dustin Byfuglien thing, you know, where he's not playing this year, which would have been nice to know if, you know, now that his contract is terminated, if they had known that, you know, at least a little bit before the trade deadline day, it's just opened up a lot more cap space, obviously. So, but hey, their offseason should look interesting as well. The problem is they've only really gotten, you know, offense from a couple of guys from their defensive side. Now in the standings, as I said, they're only 2 points back of the Dallas Stars for third in the Central Division, but they have three other teams chasing them who are 2 to 3 points back in the wild card spots. I'm talking about Nashville, Vancouver, and Minnesota, all of whom which have 2 games in hand. So that's something to think about. Now, they went in to this whole COVID-19 non-season, the pause, on a winning streak, winning 4 in a row and being 6-3-1 in their last 10. And they have a plus 13 goal differential, by the way. So that's a good thing. Now, their defense. Let's get into that for a second. And the only 2 guys who are really creating any right now are Morrissey and Pionk. Pionk actually has 45 points in the season. Can you believe that? That's a record high for him. And I don't think maybe the Jets knew something nobody else did. And that's the reason why they got him back in that trade. And then, of course, Morrissey's been helping out too, but it's doesn't seem like it's enough. Otherwise, they'd probably be, you know, close to that third or even that second spot in the Central. And no one else is really, you know, pitching in offensively on the back end. I mean, they traded for DeMello they got him from the Senators. They put him on the right side, and he's a steady kind of stay-at-home D. He helps transition the puck, but he doesn't really put up many points. So, and then half their defense are going to become UFAs in the offseason. That's another conversation for later. But so that's sort of the issue right now. It's a bit of a patchwork. Now, the goaltending has been quite a bright spot for the most part. In Connor Hellebuyck is now in the Vezina conversation, putting up just some really good numbers, having a .922 save percentage after really sort of falling off a bit last year with his 19.913 save percentage last season. The only issue is their backup Waswa, after having a killer, you know, what was it, like he had like a .925 save percentage last season, has really tanked this season. And I don't even think he's at 900 at the moment. So that's a problem. And you imagine if both those guys were just going at the same time, how much better they could have been, even with the dilapidated defense. Now, the forward depth, it's the same old story here, isn't it? Really? There's like 5 guys in the top 6 who put up all the points for the entire team, it seems like. And I'm talking about Connor and Scheifele and Wheeler on that first line, and then Ehlers, Laine, and then now Eakin, who they traded for from the Vegas Golden Knights, who's filling in as a second-line center. And every year, it's the same old story. You know, Kevin Hayes, he comes in, he leaves. Paul Stastny, he comes in, he leaves. They just can't get anyone to fill that second center spot. They have a bunch of good third-line centers, including this season, including Eakin, And I know, Little being hurt, but Little is still, he's another third line center, as is Lowry, who might even be in a perfect situation, a good fourth line C. But, hey, you got to work with what you have, right? Imagine if they had even, wouldn't like Kadri be a perfect fit on that second line center for any team? I know, but maybe if they had gone after him, years ago, that's a possibility. Anyways, Itchy Nose. Sorry, Itchy Nose Brick. Now, what's my grade on this team? I gotta give them a B. Just because of what we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year and what they are now and how they're clinging on to that first spot. They're not guaranteed to make it in there. Vancouver is still playing well. Nashville can still, pull it out. They have the talent, even though they've been disappointing, to break through. And Minnesota, you never know with them. They'll either just make it in or just make it out. Either way, they'll never win anything. But I'm sorry, I do like Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota Wild fan. But, we all know. So they can't rest on their laurels. That's what I'm trying to say. What would you grade this team? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know. Love to hear your thoughts. And as always, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you haven't already, please stay safe out there. And if you can, stay home. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.